Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to share with you the exact templates that we have used for more than 16 years to help us deal with customer complaints. Now, if you're a seller on marketplaces or via Shopify or whatever, at some point you're going to do something which ends up in some sort of complaint from a customer. Now, we've been doing this for more than 16 years. I have personally sold more than 100,000 items on ebay.co.uk alone. As you can see here, I have achieved a feedback score of more than 48,000, which again, as you can see there on the screen, you can go over to eBay and check this out if you want. And during that time, I have also maintained, and this is probably the most impressive part, I have managed to maintain a 100% positive feedback score, okay? Now, you're probably wondering, how the heck have I managed to sell so many items on eBay and managed to maintain a 100% positive feedback score? Well, this is exactly what this video is going to be about. Because the reason why I've been able to do this is because we effectively template everything, okay? So very, very rarely do I myself or one of, somebody who works with us, customer service representative, will respond to a customer with something they just decided to write that day. That is a very, very, very bad way to deal with customers. And the reason is because every time you get a customer complaint, what that will do is that will, more often than not, on that day, depending on what's going on in your life, how you're feeling, you will respond to that customer in a different manner, okay? And what's going to happen is every now and then you're going to basically do something, say something in the wrong way, and that is going to escalate the problem, right? You're not a robot, okay? You are not a robot, but you can reply to customers in a way as if you were a robot, okay? Now, obviously, we don't send robotic templates. We send templates which sound as if they are very, very human. And if you do this and you use these templates that I'm going to provide for you today, and these are absolutely free, guys. You can head over to my website. These are copy and paste templates you can start using right away in your business. I'm giving away for free. You can just check out the links in the description. You can go and find all these templates. You can start using them straight away. And I can guarantee you 100% they will not only make you more productive, because you will no longer have to think about how to deal with customer complaints, because after watching this video you will know, but you will also be able to just give these templates to your staff if you have them. If you're lucky enough to have staff and you're able to just hand things over, at least you will know that you can give your staff a procedure that they can follow, in which they will be able to basically deal with your customer complaints more effectively in a predictable manner, right? So the idea of this is that if you use these templates, you get predictable outcomes, right? And the predictable outcomes will give you 100% feedback scores, as they have for me. So that's a little bit of background on myself and why I advocate using templates. And I'm going to share with you the exact templates that I use for 6 different problems. These are the most complaints fall under one of these 6, right? So let's just start off with what exactly the 6 are. So first of all, a lot of these you're going to be familiar with, right? But what you're not familiar with is probably some of the ways that we deal with these things, okay? So, right, so the first one are item not described, okay? So if you sell on eBay, you sell on Etsy, you sell on Amazon, anywhere, you're going to get things item not as described. So basically, an item not as described case or message, if somebody reached out to you directly, essentially the item that you supplied to the customer isn't what they expected. That is what an item not as described case or message is about, okay? The second one is a wrong order request, okay, or a wrong order message, okay? This simply means that for whatever reason you or your supplier has shipped the wrong item, or if the customer's ordered multiple items, then one of the order items is wrong. So the second one is wrong order items, okay? That's the second reason why people reach out to you with a complaint. The third one is damaged orders, okay? This is when the order items have arrived damaged, either packaging's damaged or the product's damaged, maybe it's smashed, or any other reason that it could be damaged. Maybe it's got wet. There are plenty of reasons why the order get damaged. You can handle all of these with a single template, right? So the number 4 is missing order items. This is the 4th reason why people would generally reach out to you with a complaint. Very, very self-explanatory. Missing order items is essentially where either you or your supplier has forgotten to pack one of the order items, or in a very rare case, the order arrives with the customer and the package is empty. Now, that could be legitimate or not. There is a lot of buyer fraud out there, which happens these days, because people are quite familiar with how to get away with that these days, especially on Amazon. But we do have a template that's going to help you deal with that as well. And the 6th one is simply a return request. And this is simply usually buyer remorse, where the buyer has decided for whatever reason that they didn't no longer want it anymore. And that is what we call buyer remorse. So we have separate templates and procedures for dealing with these problems, each of these 6 problems, which I'm going to share with you in this video. Now, these templates I'm sharing with you now are the exact templates and procedures that we give to our resellers, okay, who sell our products. We are a supplier of our own products, and we have a network of resellers. When those resellers have problems, we tell them to use these templates, because we know if they use these templates, they're able to keep all of their account metrics tip top. They're able to keep, 99.9% feedback scores on places like eBay. They're able to achieve top rated seller status, star seller status on Etsy, and get excellent feedback on Amazon as well, just by following these procedures and using these templates. So absolutely, you should also do the same, okay? Because if we've got multiple sellers using these same templates and have been doing it for many, many years, we've been offering dropshipping, reselling for more than 10 years on our product catalog, and we've worked with hundreds and hundreds of sellers, guys, and if it works for them, it's going to work for you, okay? Right, so let's jump straight into the what we call the INAD order. So this is the item not as described. So if a customer reaches out to you and they say to you, for whatever reason, that the order is somehow not as described, the item they've received is not what they were expecting. Now, how do you deal with this? Okay, so the most simplest way to deal with this, okay, very, very simple, is you use this template. This is the exact template that we use every single time, okay? Very, very simple. You can just copy and paste this template. It's simply, I'll read out the template for you. So it's, thank you for your email. Although I'm very sorry to hear that the order received is not quite as you expected. In order to resolve this issue, I have issued a full refund for you. There is no need to return the order to us on this occasion. In the meantime, please accept my sincere apologies for any inconvenience caused. Guys, that might sound very, very simple, but I can tell you that that message alone will result in the problem being instantly resolved every single time, okay? There is no way a customer comes back on that, okay? So that is exactly what you need to do if the item is received and it's not what the customer is expecting, guys. You have to take it on the chin, give a full refund, give an apology, tell the customer they can keep the item, and you will maintain a high level of feedback in doing that. Now, why would you not fight this? And the reason why you would not fight this, whether it's wrong or right, is simply because that you've sold something and the description or the photos were wrong. Okay, so the item the customers received isn't what they were expecting. You cannot win in this scenario, right? You cannot win, right? Because they can open an eBay case, they can open an Etsy case, they can open an A to Z claim on Amazon, and every single time they do that, those marketplaces will side with the buyer every single time. So if you allow the buyer to do that, your account will be impacted, and you do not want your account to be impacted by losing a case, okay? It is better to deal with the issue before allowing the buyer to open a case. This is very, very, very important, okay? So, guys, if you get item not as described messages or cases, deal with them in this way, use this template, refund the order, allow them to keep the item as a gesture of goodwill, okay? And take it on the chin. And I assure you, you will be better off for doing that, because every time you do this, or every time you fight this and lose, okay, you're going to just cause your sales to go down, okay? Because every time your metrics are hit, that causes your visibility on the marketplace to go down. So you need to keep your metrics top performing, and the way to do it is to use these templates. Now, moving on. Number 2 is wrong order items. So how do we deal with wrong order items? Well, very much in the same way. We deal with this slightly different, but the template is kind of the same. So I'll read out the template here. Again, guys, this is a copy and paste template. You can just copy all of this and you can just paste it directly into your customer. All you need to do is add hi, customer name, and at the bottom, best regards, your name, right? Simple as that. The rest of the template can stay exactly the same. Now, so for wrong order items, so when we ship the wrong item to the customer, okay, this is the template that we actually use every single time. So thank you for your email. Although I'm very sorry to hear that you have mistakenly received the wrong item, as suggested, it seems that the wrong item has been sent to you in error. This is a genuine oversight on our part, for which we can only sincerely apologise. Nevertheless, we are keen to resolve this matter for you, and will do so promptly by arranging for your order to be repacked and reshipped once more. There is no need to return the wrong order item to us. Again, in the meantime, please accept my sincere apologies for any inconvenience caused. So, as you can see, what we're doing here, we're not giving the customer a refund. We are taking responsibility for the wrong item. What we're doing, we're telling the customer that we'll get the correct item shipped to them right away, because 99% of the time the customer still wants the item. Okay, so we will ship the right item to the customer. We'll tell them they get to keep the incorrect item. They can use that for any purpose they want. That is our gesture of goodwill, and we give them an apology as well. This template, guys, will resolve any wrong order item situation, and you will be able to maintain a very high level of customer service if you use that template. Now, moving on to number 3. Number 3 is damaged order items. So this is how we deal with damaged order items. Again, this is a copy and paste template that you can use for any damaged order item claims that you receive from today onwards. Now, it's thank you for your email. Although I am very sorry to hear that your orders arrived damaged. In order to resolve this matter for you, I shall very promptly arrange for your order to be repacked and reshipped once more. There is no need to return the damaged item to us. There is a bit of a theme going on here. In the meantime, please accept my sincere apologies for any inconvenience caused. So guys, as you can see, a lot of these templates are very, very similarly themed, depending on actually what the problem is. So as you can see, we are offering the customer to keep the damaged item, okay, because there is no point incurring return costs for a damaged item because it will have no value. Customer can keep the item, doesn't inconvenience them whatsoever. You are immediately arranging to reship a brand new item to the customer, resolves their complaint, they're very happy, and you get to keep excellent metrics and move on with your life. So, number 4, missing order items. So, how do we deal with missing order items? Well, I'm pretty sure that if you know how this theme goes, you will probably already understand how this is going to work. So again, so that you don't have to write these templates out, you can just copy and paste our template here. Very simple, and use this template when you next have a missing order items complaint. So here's how the template goes. Thank you for your email. Although I am very sorry to hear that your order is missing some items. This is a genuine error on my part, so take personal responsibility, for which I can only sincerely apologise. Nevertheless, I am keen. So the idea with these templates, it's always I am, moreover than we are, because people like to deal with people, not businesses. Okay, so deal with it as if it's person to person. You will get a better response if you deal with people in that way. So, nevertheless, I am keen to resolve this matter for you, and will do so promptly by arranging for the missing items to be repacked and reshipped once more. In the meantime, please accept my sincere apologies for any inconvenience caused. So again, this is very similar to the others, except you're not telling them to keep any additional items. You're just saying the item is missing. You're acknowledging that. You're apologising, and you're just saying you're going to resolve it immediately by sending out the missing items to the customer. And again, if you use this template, I can guarantee you that you will have a very, very, very happy customer who will leave you excellent feedback, and your metrics will remain almost perfect every single month. Right, so the rest of this down the bottom you can ignore, because that is to do with that's information for our resellers. So those are the first 4. Now moving on to number 5, which is order not received. Now we have a separate page that you can go and visit for dealing with order not received claims. Now you can probably expect to receive, on average, if you're dealing with untracked shipments, if you deal with like small letters and things which are not yet tracked, about 4 to 5% of untracked shipments, sort of small letters via roll mail here in the UK, probably the same, you know, in the US as well for untracked mail. About 4 to 5% in my personal experience is basically experienced as loss, delays, or false claims of non-delivery. Okay, so what we do is to support our retailers. We go the extra mile by offering refunds for all untracked shipments and so on. Blah 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 blah. But anyway, you're here for the templates, so let's have a look at the actual template. So I'll just read out what the templates are depending on the current situation. So situation is you'll be faced when a customer claims that the item hasn't been received. There will be various situations, right? You have a not yet late situation, and you have an order is now late situation. So when we mean late, we simply mean that the estimated order delivery, okay, that the customer was given at the time of order has now passed. Okay, that is when the order is deemed late. Okay, that is when the order is deemed late and you need to do something about it. So if the estimated delivery date has not yet passed, right? So if it's not yet expired. So if the customer, say the customer orders something today, which is the 13th of June, and say the estimated delivery date is let's just say the 18th of June, right? Say it's going via second class mail. So if the customer reaches out to you on the 16th of June, so you know the last date of delivery has not yet passed, then you can use this template. Okay, so this is how the template goes. Again, this is a copy and paste template, guys. The only difference with this template is we have this section here that requires you to input your last estimated date of delivery. Okay, so this is a copy and paste template, but you have to input a little bit of your own information. So I'm going to read the template out and I'll explain a little bit more. So thank you for your email. Although I am sorry to hear that your order has not yet arrived, however, please note that we do not anticipate your order to be received until insert your last estimated delivery date at the latest. Okay, therefore we kindly request that you wait until after this date before contacting us again. If by that time your order has still not arrived, I will be able to promptly assist you in resolving the matter, in which case you will be able to use a different template. In the meantime, we greatly appreciate your patience, and I hope that your order is delivered on time and meets your expectations. So that is a very, very simple template, very, very polite, very, very courteous. Just tells the customer that the delivery estimate has not passed yet. You will be protected by the marketplace because the customer actually can't open a item not received case until the last estimated delivery date. So you will only normally ever get this as a direct message from a customer, and then you can reply with this template using copy and paste. Now, what do we do if the estimated delivery date has now passed and the order is actually late? So this is exactly how we handle those situations, right? So here's the template, and here's how you can use this template yourself. So thank you for your email, and I apologize for the fact that your order has not yet been delivered. Although we anticipate that your order may still arrive at some point, which it may, since it's not been received by the estimated date provided, this is an important part, we can offer you two options, okay? Now this is what we recommend doing. Option 1, we can promptly ship a replacement order to the customer. Option 2, we can issue a full refund, because what happens is by this time, if the order is late, you have to give the option of a replacement or a refund, okay? Because you're going to get customers in both boats. You're going to get customers who want a replacement because they still want the item, and you're going to get customers who no longer want the item because they've changed their mind by that point. So if it's late, that is usually a time when the customers will actually change their mind. So they may also want a refund. You just have to deal with that, and you have to offer both options. The reason why we offer both options and not just a refund is because we can perhaps save the sale by shipping a replacement instead. So we then ask the customer, we kindly request that you inform us of your decision on how you would like to proceed, and we will take the necessary action accordingly. Once again, please accept our sincere apologies for any inconvenience caused. So guys, this is the actual template that we use for item not received messages that customers send to us directly, and we give them these two options of either a replacement or a refund. Now, the next thing for you to do once you send this message is you need to wait for the customer to respond. Okay, So because you need to respond to the customer, I'm telling you, deciding on what to do. Now, assuming your customer responds with either a replacement or a refund, we have 2 more templates that you can use. So if your customer requests a template, they're not going to request a template. If your customer has requested a replacement, then you can very, very quickly respond, or your team can respond with this template. So thank you for kindly confirming. As requested, I shall arrange for a replacement to be posted and will make a claim for our loss with the carrier. So you're moving blame for the loss off of yourself onto the carrier, okay? Even if the carrier is not at fault, right? Blame the carrier, they don't care, you don't care, but at this point you want to remove the blame from yourself. So you want to make the claim for the loss of the carrier, but there's another very important reason why you want to say this. You want to say this because it will put it in the mind that the customer may have to answer to somebody else. Okay, this is why you would say that you're going to make a claim for the carrier, because the customer will know that there is potentially some sort of insurance claim going on for the loss. So for those who are attempting to defraud in some way, by putting this customer off, they will be less likely to, 1, do this again in the future, or 2, try this again with you ever again. So this is why you want to put somebody else in the picture as well. And by saying that you will make a claim for loss with the carrier, it means that you're not letting it go. You're removing blame from yourself if there is any, and you are basically making sure that the customer doesn't do this to anyone else or doesn't try this on with you again. So very similar with a refund as well. If the customer comes back to you and they want a refund because they've changed their mind, well, you do have to take this on the chin if you have no tracking. So thank you for kindly confirming. As requested, I have now issued a full refund. Go ahead and do that before you send this template, and I will make a claim for a loss with a carrier. Guys, that is an important part of this template. And then again, finally, at the end of that message, it's just a simple apology. In the meantime, please continue to accept my sincere apologies for any inconvenience this has caused for you. So guys, very, very simple. If you deal with your item not received in that way, I can guarantee that you will not have any trouble. Right, so there is one additional thing that can happen here. So estimated delivery has expired, so has passed, and the customer has requested, or the marketplace policy requires an immediate refund, right? So this template is what you would use in a situation where the customer, in their message, when they're saying, hi, I haven't received my item, if the customer demands a refund, you would skip this template altogether, okay? You would not offer them a replacement, okay? Because the customer is already telling you want a refund. The chance that you are putting yourself in a very risky position by wasting a message on the customer without resolving what they want, right? So the idea of these templates is that you resolve the issue with one response. So what you do in this situation here is, if that the order is late and the customer has mentioned receiving a full refund, or the marketplace policy such as Amazon, or if the customer opens a case, which if that case was to get escalated, could result in you getting hit on your metrics, okay, on your transaction defects, which your account can't take very much, 1% only, so every 1 in 100 orders, then you should consider using the immediate refund template. And what this template does is, it's basically same sort of thing. Thank you for your email. I apologize for the fact your order has not been delivered. Although we anticipate your order may still arrive, because it hasn't essentially arrived, I have now issued a full refund and will make a claim for loss of carrier. So the template is kind of the same, but the difference with this template is that it's immediate. It's a first response template in which you resolve the issue of a non-receipt claim immediately, either because the customer has requested a refund in their first point of contact, or the customer has opened a case, or the marketplace, such as Amazon, for example, demands that you just give the customer an immediate refund, okay? That's when you would use that template. Right, so I think, again, you can sort of ignore everything down the bottom, because that's all extra advice for our resellers. Now, that, guys, is pretty much everything that you need to know about dealing with customer complaints. Now, I've got one little bonus for you, which I should have shared at the start of the video. There is an additional, I'm going to share with you an additional template for helping you deal with, and these are all on the website as well, so you can go and find them. So I'm going to help you deal with negative feedback, right? This is a bonus template I'm going to give you, right? So this is how we deal with negative feedback and how we get customers to change their feedback, right? So obviously, yes, we've managed to keep 100% positive feedback, but we have received neutral feedback, we've received negative feedback. This is how we get that resolved and get it changed, right? These are the exact procedures and templates that we use on eBay, Etsy, and Amazon to get feedback removed or changed, right? So, in most cases, negative feedback will always be the result of two things. Order wasn't received, order was not what the customer expected, okay? There are different ways to deal with this depending on the reason why they left feedback. So, number one, order wasn't received. So say you received negative feedback for order not received. This is what you need to send to the customer, okay? This is a slightly longer template, so you copy all of this. Here, I'm going to read it out in a moment. So this is the whole template, and you can just copy and paste this direct to your customer. So, I am very sorry to learn from your feedback that your order was never received. Since your order has not been received, I feel that it would be very unfair for you to remain out of pocket for something you haven't received. And for this reason, I have decided to issue a full refund. I would be very grateful on this occasion if you would kindly consider updating or removing your negative feedback on merit of the high level of customer service that I am trying to uphold on my account. Providing you are happy to remove your feedback, you may do so as follows. Now, we've entered the guidelines. This is the step-by-step guidelines depending on whether the customer is an Etsy, eBay, or Amazon customer. So essentially, remove the bits which don't apply to whichever marketplace you're sending this on, right? Now, at the bottom of that, you put, whilst I hope that a positive outcome has been reached, I do also hope that this experience does not in any way prevent you from shopping with us again in the future. And once again, I would like to offer my sincerest apologies and give thanks in advance for your understanding. Now, using this exact template, guys, this is the procedure, right? You do what you said you're going to do before you send this template. So you go ahead and you issue that refund for the customer who left negative feedback, right? Do that first. That builds trust to the customer. They then see your message with the apology and informing them of the actions you've taken, which you've already taken, and they already know you've taken those actions. Most of the time, more often than not, the customer will respond to this with a positive response. They will update their feedback or they will remove their feedback accordingly, and you will turn a negative experience into a positive one, okay? Very, 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 very rarely, okay, does this order of doing things respond in a negative response from the customer. Almost never. Or 0.1% of the time, right? Almost never, okay? This is how you deal with negative feedback. So, the second reason is the order was not what expected. So again, it's very, very similar to the other template. You can just copy and paste this one. We know it's a different scenario, so this is why it is a separate template. So if you have this scenario where the customer received something that I didn't expect and left negative feedback for it, you can just use this template to reach out to the customer, okay, and give them a full refund, send them this template, and then more often than not, they will respond positively and they will change that feedback for you, okay? So, how does this template go? Well, I'm very sorry to learn from your feedback that your order wasn't exactly what you expected, right? Since your order wasn't as expected, I feel that it would be very unfair for you to remain out of pocket for something you weren't 100% satisfied in paying for. And for this reason, I have decided to issue a full refund. There is no need to return the item to us. That is your gesture of goodwill. I'd be very grateful on this occasion if you would kindly consider updating or removing your negative feedback on merit of the high level of customer service I'm trying to uphold. Exactly the same as the previous template. Again, down the bottom, that is the same. And again, just remove out the section of the template which does not apply. And that is, guys, that is all you need to do to get feedback removed. It's very, very simple. You just need these templates. Guys, these templates will help you get feedback removed, okay? It has worked for us for many, many, many years. This is why we have these templates here. We have these templates on the website here so our resellers can use these. It helps them get feedback removed when they get negative feedback. But in fairness, the amount of negative feedback you should be getting if you are using the templates that we set out for dealing with complaints generally, then it should be minimal anyway. If you are using these templates to deal with these 6 problems in the exact way that we have them here, then you should very rarely be getting negative feedback anyway, okay? And if you are getting negative feedback, listen to what the customers are saying, guys, because more often than not, they are saying something that you should look at addressing anyway. There probably is a problem in the way you pack products. There probably is there probably is something wrong with your listing. Look at what they're saying, take it at face value rather, and do something about it. Don't just let customers complain over and over and over again and rely on these templates, okay? If you see common problems occurring, then take action and do remove that problem, okay? Because you will benefit from doing that. Now, that is pretty much everything. I think there is one more as well, which is return request. So again, templates for return requests, very simple. If it's an automatic case, then there's nothing really for you to do. If it's not, this is the return template. If a customer reaches out to you directly, you just give them your returns address, tell them you're sorry that you'd like to return it, tell them where to send it to, and that is effectively how you deal with returns. Now, that is pretty much everything that you need to deal with almost every single scenario that you can think of on these marketplaces. Guys, if you have customer issues, like everyone has customer complaints, if you use these templates or provide these templates to your team members or your customer service agents who deal with these problems for you, then if they use these templates, you will be able to maintain a high level, an exceptional level of customer service standard, just like we have managed to do, just like our resellers have managed to do for 16 years now. So guys, honestly, take these templates. They're absolutely free. You can find them on the website. Just check out the link down below. This video has completely been for free, and you can have all of these resources, just given away for nothing. So there you are, guys. All I ask in return is you give this video a big thumbs up if these templates provide any value, and if you find them useful, please leave a comment down below, because that helps this video reach more people. And if this video reaches more people, then more people benefit from using these templates. Anyway, guys, I hope you found value in this video, and I will hopefully be back in a couple of days with something maybe just as valuable as this. Anyway, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more useful content from myself, and I will catch you in the next one. Anyway, see you guys.